One underrated aspect of the newest chapter of Boruto is the potential journey that Boruto will have to go through to find Sarada. As you guys know, this is going to be the focus of this arc here. I guess we can call it the Sarada rescue arc, because we can expect a lot to happen in the upcoming chapters, including heavy character development from Sarada and Boruto. Maybe even Code, who knows? So before we get into the video, I'm gonna ask you all to go ahead and leave a like for your boy, and maybe subscribe if you enjoy content like this and wouldn't mind seeing more like this in the near future. But anyway, as we open up, we see that Boruto hashed out a plan with Sarada, and we all know that he was going to use her to get to the Shinju's base. Now, Boruto didn't exactly tell us why he's looking to go to their base, but from my last couple of videos, we've been able to find a few reasons why he might want to do this. Now, the first reason is to, of course, find Hidari, defeat him, and bring Sasuke back. If Boruto can do this successfully without letting Hidari's Thorn Soul rot, which would actually unalive Sasuke, then that is a huge burden off his shoulders. That's one of Boruto's main goals. He wants to save Sasuke just as much as he wants to save the planet and stop Kawaki. Just like everyone has their goals, you know, Amato, Kashinkoji, Sarada, Kawaki, Boruto has his own goals too, and I'm pretty sure he would do almost anything to make it happen. This is one of his goals, and it just so happened that he's seen an opportunity to strike, so he's taking it. But because of Jura's newfound feelings towards Hidari, I feel like this task was a bit pointless from the start, because if he wanted to destroy Hidari, even if Jura isn't present at the time, it would prove useless because he doesn't treat Hidari like the rest of the Shinju. And Boruto may not be fully aware of this yet. He's been analyzing Jura, watching how he moves, and he found out that he doesn't usually interfere during each of the Shinju's battles. I mean, to put it bluntly, when Sarada was destroying Ryu, Jura could have stepped in to stop it, or at least give Ryu some assistance. He never did. He let Ryu die by Sarada's hand without a second thought. It was worse with Mamushi. Even though he was in trouble of being destroyed multiple times, Jura never once stepped in to save him. Even when they weren't fighting directly in the middle of Konoha, still no sight of him. The only moment he really stepped in was when Boruto destroyed Matsuri and Hidari the first time. And the situation with Matsuri doesn't really count because Jura was just after Boruto that whole time. So it's not like he wanted to save Matsuri, he just wanted to get to Boruto. And with Hidari, maybe it was because he was in the general area already. Maybe it just made sense to swoop in and save Hidari while he was already there. I don't know. That could be Boruto's mentality, because something is not adding up. Turns out this wasn't a coincidence. He's showing favoritism towards Hidari. Every Shinju is not made equal, and whenever he goes to the Shinju's base to confront Hidari, he's gonna realize he has a bigger problem than he initially thought. Boruto already knows that him and Sarada can take Hidari down with relative ease, but now it's gonna be impossible to take him down one-on-one or even two-on-one because of Jura always watching and lurking nearby, showing that he cares more about Hidari than any of the other Shinju. What for? We don't even know yet. Like, what about Hidari intrigues Jura so much? Is it because he's a clone of Sasuke? Is it because he's more underdeveloped than the rest of the Shinju? Or is it something that only Jura would know? Maybe some untapped potential or secret ability? Well, I guess we won't know until it's revealed why he's so attracted to him. But one of the reasons Boruto is so avid on wanting to get to the Shinju is to eventually rescue Sasuke. The other reason, and I did learn this more recently, if you watched my last video, I did highlight it already, but maybe it's to destroy the Black Cube. Due to Kashinkoji, Boruto could know what this cube is and what it does. Well, we kinda know what it does, but what is it? What does it mean for the Shinju? Is it a source of life? Power? Well, if we use our context clues, maybe we can figure it out. You see, through my investigation, I can say that this cube is what gives the Shinju life. As from what I've seen, they can regenerate lost limbs and chunks of their body by using this cube. Hidari did the same thing in chapter 12. He took massive damage from Boruto's Rasengan, and then he went back to the base to recover. And what do you see? The cube right there. So that's a clear giveaway on what it does and why it's so important to get rid of it. We also see Ryu was born on this cube, so it's possible that this cube is responsible for giving the Shinju life. It could, or probably is connected to the root, which as you can see, Jura is directly connected to and can call upon his power at a moment's notice. So maybe if Boruto destroys this cube, it might not destroy the current Shinju, but it would make it impossible for them to regenerate when they've taken damage, and it would prevent more Shinju from being born. So maybe a while back, Kashin Koji showed Boruto a future where someone turned into a Shinju. It could be anyone, Mitsuki, Damon, Konohamaru, anyone that's not one of the targets. Or it could be one of the targets, who knows. I only say not a target because they would probably just devour them, and that's it. But Boruto is trying to prevent any future where this takes place. He wants to change the future before something bad happens. And that's probably why he's trying to get to the Shinju's base so badly. He wants to prevent the situation from getting worse. And to be honest, this makes a ton of sense, and I'm just appalled that I didn't think of this sooner. So out of these two reasons, which is more likely? Why is Boruto trying to get to the Shinju's base? It could be one of the two reasons I just named, or maybe a reason I didn't even think about yet. But despite any of the reasons, it looks like the plan already failed, because Boruto keeps underestimating Code, thinking he's just a hopeless buffoon who he can just manipulate over and over again. And now look what happened. Code kidnapped Sarada, and he found out that she had Boruto's pins on her. So he pulled the pins off and snagged her away. Now Sarada is headed to the Shinju's base, and Boruto has no way of getting to her anymore. The plan already failed before it started. So now, like I said, this part of the story took a massive turn the wrong way. And now it's the Sarada rescue arc. So now Boruto must find a way to rescue Sarada without the help of FTG. How is he gonna do that? Well, I think this is the easiest question to answer. Now that FTG is not an option anymore, they're gonna have to turn towards Ada and rely on her heavily to be able to find Sarada. It shouldn't be a problem for her. I mean, she was able to find and spy on the Shinju easily without her ever even laying an eye on them. So finding Sarada is the easy part. The hard part is getting to her, because even though Ada can find her using the Senragon, she can't exactly save her like that. The most she can do is make sure she's safe and not being devoured by Hidari or anything like that. So in this situation, she would need to keep in contact with Boruto through the whole process. So of course, that's where Inojin comes in. He will act as a means of communication through everyone that's gonna help Boruto save Sarada. Off the rip, I think we can expect those people to be Kashin Koji, Mitsuki, Kawaki, and Himawari. These are the people who I can possibly see assisting heavily in this arc, or at least get a lot of screen time. Sarada means a lot to everyone, and everyone will be demanding the help if they knew she was in trouble. And that includes Mitsuki and Konohamaru as members of Team 7. Himawari would be 50-50. She would want to go, but because Jura is after her, she wouldn't be able to go directly to the Shinju's base to help. That's simply a risk nobody would be willing for her to take. So actually, she might need to be one of the people on standby in Konoha. And I know a lot of people is gonna probably leave a comment, so I'll just say it now. Yes, I can see Damon tagging along too. With his broken power and crazy unrivaled strength and ability, I can see Damon being a heavy part in this arc. And it's not gonna be out of the kindness of his heart or anything like that. It could be him simply repaying her. When Ada was being hunted down by Mamushi, Sarada was one of the many people that stepped up to protect his sister. And also, not just that, he knows that they care for each other as dear friends. Sarada cares for Ada, and Ada cares for Sarada. That's something that Damon might deem valuable, which would motivate him to want to help Boruto. It's a situation that can increase the odds of them saving Sarada, so don't be surprised when Damon decides he wants to help. Imagine that. Damon, Kawaki, and Mitsuki going along with Boruto to help Sarada. That's some serious firepower. The most unstoppable group of all time. I absolutely need it to happen. Now, when it comes to Kawaki, I didn't exactly tell you guys why I expected him to tag along, but it has to do heavily with how they plan to get there. But other than that, I know Kawaki is somehow involved because of Kashin Koji's vision. He was in it. He was in the Karma V2 state. So he's in the action either way. I'm confident he's gonna be in the mix of things. He's either fighting the Shinju in an effort to save Sarada, or fighting against Borishiki. That could be why they showed them in the same vision, but who knows, we'll find out. All we need to know now is that Boruto is there trying to save Sarada, so Kawaki is most likely there too. So now the big question, how are they gonna find her, especially without FTG? Well, it's possible through the karma. That's always been the answer to their problems. Or at least now it gotta be. They have no choice. Space-time ninjutsu. It was always there, and that's the only way I can see them finding Sarada now. Remember when Sasuke was able to locate Naruto when Momoshiki took him away to another dimension? He created a rift portal to his specific location by being able to sense Naruto's chakra. This told him exactly where he was and how to get to him. Sasuke then synchronized his own space-time ninjutsu to match those exact spatial coordinates, opening a portal directly to the divine tree where Naruto was bound. That's it. That's what they have to do. And that's also why Kawaki is so important here. Boruto was never able to perform this alone. He was able to pull it off, but they were always described as flukes. He couldn't do it off command. The times he did it with Karma was when he teleported Ishiki to another dimension. He was even able to get them back home. But like I said, it's nothing that they would be able to rely on. But there is a possibility this changed though. Now that Momoshiki agreed to cooperate with Boruto for the time being, maybe there's a way to do it that's easier now that Boruto has full access to the Karma's power. But for a moment, let's just say Boruto still has trouble with this. I mean, that's the whole reason he learned FTG, because he had issues with this. So he substituted that space-time ninjutsu with FTG. So look, if Boruto still can't do it, Kawaki is always there for him as an option. Remember when Naruto was taken away to another dimension by Jigen? Wow, everyone just out here kidnapping Naruto. That's funny. But anyway, in order to rescue him again, they opened another portal by synchronizing their karma rifts to amplify the space-time ninjutsu, because neither one of them had enough power to open a stable portal for multiple people to go through. But through resonance, they were able to create one strong enough to get to Naruto's location. So it's not a matter of if they can get to her, because they can. It's how. They still have to find a way to trace her chakra signature. That's how they get the coordinates to her location. Kawaki was able to sense Naruto through a chakra link that was directly caused by the prosthetic arm given to Kawaki. And this arm had Naruto's chakra running through it. This made it easy for Kawaki to find him. We can't overlook this, because this is the key to finding Sarada. Actually, maybe it's not Sarada they track. Maybe it's Code. Or maybe they track one of the Shinju who possess Otsutsuki chakra from Code. Code also possesses the Karma Seal, which is a lump of Otsutsuki essence. So Boruto and Kawaki would have to track the enemy to get to Sarada if they have no way of tracking Sarada's chakra alone. Since I don't think it's possible to use Code's claw mark to track him, I won't use that as an example, because there is a difference between physical matter versus pure chakra. It's true, Code used his own chakra and blood to create them, but that doesn't necessarily mean it can work. The claw marks are not pure chakra. It's a physical mixture of chakra and iron. But even if that's not an option, they have numerous of other ways to track them, which mostly has to do with karma and Otsutsuki essence. And between Jura, Hidari, and Code, the connection would be strong enough to locate them and forge a portal to get to their location. So I'll end things off while saying this. Now that we know Boruto could be bringing back this forgotten Otsutsuki ability, do you think he'll start using it to get to locations that's not possible using FTG? And how exactly will they locate Sarada? Will it have to be through Code? Maybe Jura? Hidari? Or maybe they have a way to track Sarada through chakra after all. If you have an idea on how that can potentially work, go ahead and drop all your thoughts and ideas down below in the comment section. And as always, if you all enjoyed this video and don't mind seeing more like this in the near future, go ahead and like the video, also comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you know whenever I upload. or go live for chapter spoilers. And until next time, I'll see you boys and girls later. And I'm out. Peace.